Hello everybody from a very sunny but very cold morning. I have recently been having a little look through my comments, through my DMs to see what sort of videos people want to see, whether that's educational ones, tutorials, things like that. And a lot of you have been asking about how I teach my horses A, to line up at the mounting block, and B, to stand still at the mounting block while you're mounting. And that's a lot of what I've been doing with Fanto, so I thought he would be a great example. Good boy. Nice little sigh. A great example to show you guys the process of teaching it. I'd say he's probably about 80% established now, so he's pretty good, but sometimes we have our moments and our wobbles, so he's a great horse to be able to show you what the final product could look like, but I may be able to work through a few things with him in the video too. I'm just going to give him a little walk round so he can get his head in the zone and start thinking on his toes a little bit more. Oh, really? Good boy. You got the winter zoomies. Good job. That's pretty. Pretty pony. Okay, so when starting off with this trick, the first thing I teach is the stand cue. You can't target that, good boy. And this is something that I think is super beneficial and has been as well with Fanto. When you're saddling, when you're grooming, if they are a little bit anxious with stuff like that, with you going up to their sides, then this is something that's super helpful to teach. Fanto's issue was that, I don't want to call it issue, but what Fanto was worried about was when we were not in front of him. So he couldn't see exactly what we were doing at all times and couldn't sort of monitor us because he was, well, worried about us doing some not so nice things to him. This was the first thing I taught him, and it was just stand. Just for me to be able to stand next to him without him worrying about it. Are you looking at the cows? There's some cows in there, isn't there? Oh, you're a handsome boy. So, how I taught this, I'll insert a few clips because it's difficult to see when he's so established at it, the beginning process. So what I did was I literally put myself by his side, and if he took any steps backwards, I would just mirror those steps with him until he stood, and then I would give the reward. He's not even thinking about read right now. So, going up to stand next to him, and I'm giving the treat. And what I did with this was I added a vocal cue as well. So I would say stand, and I often put my hand out. That's just an indicator that he needs to stay there. It is my body language cue, and then I have my vocal cue as well, which is stand, and I'll wait a bit and give him the treat. And what you literally just do is keep yourself by their side no matter what they're doing. So you keep yourself in the position that you want to end up in while they're wiggling around, while they're reversing, until they stand. Thank you, Fanto. So that was a nice one to be able to show you. He took a little step backwards, and I just took that step backwards with him, waited until he'd stood for like a second, and then I've rewarded. But what I will say is if your horse is spinning around, throwing their toys out of the cot, they're probably not ready for this yet, and you need to take a few steps backwards. But that's likely only going to be with a horse that has had past trauma. Okay, so once you've got your stand cue established, stand. Good boy. Nice head. Good boy. Then you can try it on the other side. Stand. Good job. And the next step is to sort of act as though you were going to mount. So that could be stand, touching your saddle, running your stirrups down, doing your girth up, or just touching their back if you're doing this without a saddle. But anything that sort of you might be doing before you're getting on, and making sure they're staying standing. And again, if they take those steps backwards, you just take them with them and wait, stand until they've stood before you give the treat. Good boy. And with this, you want to be making sure you give the treat once you've come back to the front. So you don't want them to think they have to come to you for the treat. You go to them and you give it to them, so they know they just have to stand there and wait, and you'll bring them their reward, and there's nothing to worry about. Right, okay. So once you've got that fully established, I'm just going to give that another go on this side because we took a couple steps backwards. Good. And he's thinking back to me, but I'm going to give him the treat in front of him. Good lad. Okay, next step, hey? Good boy. So the next step is incorporating your mounting block, and you're literally going to lead them up to it, get them to a place where you would be able to get on from, say stand, and give the treat. And you stand there for a little bit, just so they can think about it. And if they take a step away, you just put them back in the place you need them to be in. What are you thinking about? Good boy. Good boy. Well done. So this is almost a separate part of the trick before you then add in yourself to the mixture. So you're just good boy. Stand, lining them up to it, and making sure they can stand there. It's just Mum. It's okay. Good boy, you're a big doofus, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, lovely. Nice Spanish walk. Can we not churn up the ground though, because you're going to make it muddy. Good boy, well done. Right, should we line this up again? And you can be doing this on both sides if you want to, but the traditional side is the left. But I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I've definitely done the stand cue on both sides, but I haven't done mounting on both sides with him. Okay, so next step, Fanto Panto, is going to be lining them up, and then you're going to put yourself by the mounting block. Stand, good boy, and just count this the same as teaching your stand cue. So you're just going to line them up and say stand. And again, if they take steps backwards, that's fine. You've added in another element, having the mounting block there. So it might just add another layer of stuff for them to untangle. But ideally, stand. I want him to be standing next to it. Stand. Good. And not to take those steps backwards. So I'm right next to my mounting block. He's stood next to it too, and he's able to stand there while I go and stand right next to the mounting block. Good boy. And you won't be able to progress as quickly as I am in this video. Obviously, Fanto already knows a bit of this. You just do each thing step by step, just as quickly as your horse progresses. Good boy, you're very close there. Stand. Good, well done. So he thought about it then, because he was like, what are you doing with my saddle? But he stayed, which is good, and he gets his reward. Good lad. Let's just bring that head down a bit. Good boy, well done. I know. You're doing a good job. Good lad. Right, I'm going to do that again. This time I'm going to tighten my girth up a little bit. Nice big sigh. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Well done. Very clever. Okay, now I'm going to put my hat on because I'm happy with the place he's in now. So I'm feeling happy and comfortable now that he is happy with the stage we're at. Good boy, he just needs to get his energy out. Good boy, you're fine. Yeah, good boy. So we are just going to move on to the next stage. Let's calm ourselves down again. Good lad. And then maybe you can try standing on it. Stand. Good. And again, that's going to be more difficult for them because it's another thing adding into the mix. You're getting suddenly taller next to them. So it's all just playing around, moving slowly up to the next level, seeing what you find, and keeping it all nice and comfortable for them. Stand. And if he does that, because I can't take those steps backwards with him, I'm literally just going to put him back in the place I want him to be in. And ask again. Stand. And just always be patient with it. Stand. Good. And remember, always take the treat to them. Good boy. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but touch his saddle. Stand. Good boy. He had a little think there, but he was licking and chewing. You need to really break it down. Don't be doing all of this in one session. Maybe do it a few times a week. Stand. I'm just going to move this a little bit. Good boy. And give the treat just as you would normally. Good boy. And there he's standing. You've not got anything to worry about. I'm just going to get off the other side because I don't want to land on my block. But he's standing. He's not trying to move off because he knows he's going to get his treat and then we'll do other things in our own time. Yeah, good boy. Stand. Stand. Good job. Nice. Nicely done. Good boy. It's all about just meeting the horse where they're at and how they're feeling in that exact moment. Good boy. And he pulls his llama face because he knows he's getting his sweetie. Good boy. And we can just stand. Let him process for a little bit. And then hop off. Good lad. Yeah, good boy. Well done. Good lad. Good job. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight into what I've been doing with Fanto and how you can maybe achieve the same with your horse if they're a bit anxious around the mounting block or when being mounted. Obviously, it's super duper important to analyse first whether there might be a reason they're feeling that way, whether they're not enjoying what they're doing while they're ridden, whether it's anxiety, which it is in Fanto's case, or whether there's something that's uncomfortable for them while they're being ridden or while you're mounting. So first you analyse that, and if it ends up being anxiety or nervous related, then you can try an approach like this. And I think the most important thing to mention here is that you are giving the treat where you want them to be rather than them taking the treat from you. So it's super duper important that they don't take steps backwards to get that treat. Otherwise, they'll be associating that backwards motion with getting the treat and they'll transfer that into when you're getting on. Hello, handsome boy. And Fanto now likes the thought of me being by his side, so he'll put me there sometimes. So I'll be doing whatever I'm doing, whether that's just doing some groundwork with him or messing around in the field or about to get on, and he'll put me next to him because that's where he's comfortable with me being now, because we've done all this work and he's happy with me being there and he knows it's a good thing and not something he needs to worry about. Hey buddy. Hello handsome. Hello handsome. You've got so much energy. You do have so much energy. You do, yes. You do. Okay, so I hope that was useful and something you can try and incorporate into your training. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm sure me and Fanto will see you again for another video sometime soon.